So the church in Ghana has a united front. The church in Ghana has a united front. If you think the church in Ghana doesn't, it does. Right, Bishop. So I want you to address a thought. This is someone's thought. He says that Africans are a very interesting people. They can afford to close down a factory, turn it into a church, and then go there and pray for jobs. I'm very sure that from where this person is coming from, you know what he's trying to imply. What do you say about something like this?
I say that he got it wrong. It's misplaced. In the first place, I haven't seen any church in Africa, and I've gone around the world. I've gone around Africa. I haven't seen any church in Africa that closed down a factory or bought a factory, closed it down, and turned it into a church. However, I have seen so many churches buy factories that had closed down, had become dilapidated and rusted, and they had turned the place around, built mighty and magnificent and glamorous edifices, and instead provided jobs for people. The truth of the matter is, every pastor wants to see his people work, because when your people work, they will fight, because God blesses the work of our hands. Christianity doesn't encourage laziness. You can't put your hand between your legs and be singing.
But that's the thought pattern out there.
No, yes.
That it's lazy people who follow Christianity.
Oh, but scripture doesn't say that. And most of the pastors who are doing well in this country are more hardworking than a lot of the people out there. Because, you see, the keys of success, they are the same, whether it's in the business world or in any field. I mean, you can't be the pastor of a big church if you are lazy. Because how do you even keep coming up with sermons that can keep sustaining lawyers, doctors, engineers, a variety of people? I've pastored this church in Jowlu since 1998. How can I pastor this? And some of them grew up in the church. Some of them came, so some of them are in the top echelons of society now. How do you keep holding them if you don't have progressive messages? If what you are saying, it's not building them up. And so I believe that most of the people who make those statements, it's because the church preaches and their conscience is pricked. A lot of them are sugar daddies, and they have a problem with the church preaching and saying you must be born again, and these young girls in the universities are getting born again. And so, I mean, how can you, a sugar daddy, 50, 60, go to the university, take a girl your daughter's age and granddaughter's age, and you want to go and have sex with her? And because of that, when the church is inviting these young people to come to church, you have a problem. A lot of times, that's the challenge.
So they have an ulterior motive.
Oh, they have.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But you made an interesting point that these buildings are already dilapidated, left there. The church picks it and then turns it around and employs people in there. Someone will ask, what work is there to do in a church? I thought that's what Christians do, is gather on Sunday, pray, sing, share the grace, take some offering, and then they are away. What work is there to do in an organization like Perez?
Let's start from the pastor.
Yes.
You see, people think that pastors don't do anything, but pastors work. Jesus said, I must be about my Father's business. My Father is working. Hitherto, I'm working. Jesus, but all we see Jesus do was preach, teach, and heal the sick. Why? Because when we say work, it's dependent on the profession. Now, for the pastor, praying is part of his work.
Yes.
Preaching is part of his work. Studying the Bible is part of his work. Now, for instance, when counseling is part of his work.